When getting up out of bed or from the floor, try not to come straight up from lying on your back. Instead, turn onto your side and then come up sideways, pushing with your arms. When making the bed, if possible, kneel down to tuck in the corners rather than stooping. If you wear socks, rather than bending down to pull them on from a sitting or standing position, try putting them on whilst lying on your back by bringing your knee towards your chest. This will put much less pressure on your lower back. If you find it hard to put shoes on, consider using a shoehorn with a long handle so that you can slip your shoes on without having to bend down or having to pull or push as much. During the first 2 hours after getting up, try to avoid heavy or repetitive lifting, as evidence suggests that this is the time of day when your back is at its most vulnerable. If and when you do have to lift medium to heavy loads, try to keep your feet approximately shoulder width apart to improve stability. Bend your knees to lift and do not lean forward excessively or slump with your back. It is also important to get close to the object you are lifting and keep it held close to you as you lift. Once you have lifted the item concerned, don't twist through the waist, as this is likely to cause trauma to the discs of the spine. When it comes to household chores, you can make some small modifications that will have a large beneficial impact on the health of your spine. For example, when ironing, make sure your ironing board is at waist height so that you do not have to bend or stoop. People often have it too low. When vacuuming, try to keep your body upright and use short sweeping movements, keeping the cleaner close to you. For washing up, consider standing the washing up bowl on the draining board so that you do not have to stoop to lean over the sink. If you have a butler sink, put another bowl upside down underneath the one you use for washing up. When sitting, whether it be at home, in the car or in the office chair, make sure your lower back is supported and not slouching. Be particularly careful of low seats, as they will cause you to sit with your knees higher than your hips, thereby causing a tendency for your lower back to slouch. Unsupportive seating, such as soft sofas, will also tend to cause slouching of the spine. Sitting with a slouched, unsupported back can increase the pressure in the intervertebral discs by 40%. It is important to be relaxed but supported at the same time, especially if you spend many hours of the day sitting. If you have a chair with a good lumbar support, make sure you use it by sitting with your bottom right back on the chair so that the lumbar support properly fits against and supports the whole of your lower back, whilst at the same time allowing you to relax into the chair. If you don't have a lumbar support built into the chair, consider purchasing a mobile lumbar support, or try using a firm cushion or rolled up towel. If you spend many hours of the day at a computer, it is very important to have your workstation set up correctly to avoid undue strain on your neck, back, shoulders, arms and wrist. Try and have the chair height adjusted so that your knees are not higher than your hips and your feet are firmly on the floor. Your computer screen should be straight in front of you and not off to one side. The top of the computer screen should be roughly level with or just below eye level and about an arm's length away. If you are looking at files or books at the same time as computer work, consider using a document holder that will hold the files tilted up towards you and limit unnecessary repetitive head and neck movements. Your keyboard should be straight in front of you. Try not to hunch your shoulders. It may help to keep your shoulders relaxed by resting your forearms or elbows on the arm supports of the chair or the edge of the desk. Do not have the mouse too far out to the side and try and keep your hand relaxed on the mouse, not gripping unnecessarily tightly. Try also to keep your wrist straight. Experimenting with different mouse mats and wrist rests can be useful. If you answer the phone whilst at your office desk, do not fall into the trap of clamping the phone between your shoulder and the side of your head, as this can cause shoulder and neck strain. If you use the phone frequently, consider using a headset that leaves your arms free and allows your neck to stay straight. And finally, try to take regular short breaks from computer work.